All right, today we're going to take a look at the Unit 3 additional practice, and this is a great review for you before the unit test. So we're going to be on page 41 of the Unit 3 workbook, looking at these additional practice questions. Okay, so here we go. Number one, most of these you should have seen something very similar in the past to it. Okay, so number one, if we agree that this area is 1, find the area of these shaded sections. Okay, so here you could count the little squares or triangles if you would like. Or you could note that this triangle could be repeated over here, and it is similar. So you have 1 out of 2 of the triangles filled in. You can actually write a big fraction, 1 out of 2. Okay, here, this little triangle can repeat it over here, down here, and right here. So you have 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky here. You got 1, 2, and then I can split this side up right here. So you have 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Here's the same shape as over here. So you have 1, 2, you got 2 out of 4. And 2 over 4 is the same as 1/2. Okay, so the half is what I would want here. Now, this one is a little bit more difficult. Okay, little more difficult here with this shape. So what you're going to kind of need to do is see about rearranging some of these parts. So if I cut this thing right here, and if I take this piece and move it up here, it will complete this square right here. It'll complete that square. Same thing over here. It will complete this square up here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. This right here is 1. This right here is another. And then if I take this part over here, that will make a total of 3. Okay, so that's 3/4 of that area. All right, over here, we can do the same kind of thing. If I take this little section right here and slide it over here, it will complete that one. If I take this over here, it will complete this one. Okay, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got 2 of them. So again, I have 2 over 4, which is 1/2. Complete this zoomed in number line. Okay, so 0.4 and negative 0.4 and 0.4. So halfway between those would be 0. So it looks like we're going up by 0.4. So 0.4 would be 0.8. And then 4 more would be 1.2. So 4, 8, 12, 16 would be 1.6. And then we got to go down. So negative 0.8, negative 1.2, negative 1.6, negative 2.0, negative 2.4, and negative 2.8. Mark 6/3 on the number line. Well, 6 divided by 3 is 2, so 6/3 here is 2. So 6/3 is right there. Number 4, mark 6/4. Okay, we can reduce 6/4 if we divide both of them by 2. That is 3/2. Okay, so that's 3/2. So if I split everything into halves, I want the third half. So here's 1/2, 2 halves, 3 halves. You could also think of it as splitting everything into fourths. So like here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, split it into fourths, and you want the 6th fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6/4, which is 3/2. Okay, number 5 says mark 7 halves, or sorry, 7 thirds. So we're going to split everything into thirds, which is 2 lines or 3 sections. Okay, we'll see if that's far enough. I want 7 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here, 2 1/3 is 7 thirds. Okay, so make sure you put a dot and label it as well. Circle the sums that equal 10. Okay, now remember to equal 10, if you have a decimal or a fraction, your whole numbers need to equal 9. Okay, and then your fractions or your integers need to equal 10. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10. So this one didn't have anything, but it adds up to 10. We'll just go across. So 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be over because your whole numbers here add up to 10 already. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5 and 5 make 10. So this would work. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So your whole numbers are 9, and 8 plus 2 is 10. So that one works. 8, 9, and then 9 plus 1 is 10. So that one works. 7, 8, 9. That one works. And 7 plus 3 is 10. 9, 10. So that one's going to be over. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 and 4 is 9. But 1 and 1 is just 2. So that's not enough. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then your fractions, you have 1/3 and 2/3. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3/3 is a whole. So this one works. 6 and 4 make 10. So that one's going to be over. 7, 8, 9. Okay. But here you have 3/4 and 4/3. 4/3 is already over 1. So that's not going to work. Okay, you have 8, 9, that works. 8 and 8, 7 plus 1 is 8. So that makes a whole, so that one works. 5 and 4 makes 9. You got 5 on the bottom. So 3 plus 2 is 5, makes a whole. So there you go. 9 plus, that would have been 0 there. And a half is 1, so you get 10. 9, 10, that one's going to be over. 6, 7, 8, 9, that works. And you have 9 on the bottom. 5 and 4 make 9, so that makes a whole. Okay, kind of coming over here to 7 and 8. Multiply or divide by 10 to fill in the blanks. Okay, so here at 0.04, remember when we multiply by 10, we move the decimal to the right. So this is 0.4. Move it to the right, you get 4.0. Multiply by 10, you get 40. When you divide by 10, you move it to the left, so that would be 0.004. Here we're at 320, so multiply by 10, you get 3,200. Divide by 10, you get 32. Divide by 10, you get 3.2. Divide by 10 more, you get 0.32. So it's all about moving that decimal just a little bit. Okay, number 9, name 5 fractions that are equivalent to 5. Now remember, to get these, all you got to do is take 5. Your top number should equal the bottom times 5. So let's say we want 2 in the bottom. Well, 2 times 5 is 10, so 10 needs to be in the top. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. If we put 3, 3 times 5 is 15, so 15 is on top. If we want 5, 5 times 5 is 25 goes in the top. Say we want 10 on the bottom. 10 times 5 is 50. And let's go with 7. 7 times 5 is 35. So 35 goes on the top. Okay. When you divide these, 35 divided by 7, you will get 5 every single time. How do you know if the fraction is equivalent to 5? The numerator is 5 times the denominator. Okay. So this number up here is 5 times this number. That's how we know. Okay, so starting at number 11 on page 42, I am V, where am I? Okay, so we kind of need to figure out what each line is. We have 10, 11, and 12. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So I believe that this is 1/5, 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 4 over 5, and then that would be 6 over 5. So going down, this would be 4 over 5, 3 over 5, whoop, and 9 would be somewhere over here. Okay, so where am I? This is 9 3/5. Okay, where am I? W is at 9 4/5. X is at 10 2/5. Y is at 10 4/5. Okay, Z is at 11 1/2. Okay. So you got to make sure that you put those fractions in there. Name 5 numbers between 0.7 and 0.8. Okay, this is easy because this is like 0.70 and 0.80. So name 5 numbers in between 70 and 80. So 0.71, 0.79, 0.74, and you could even go more. You could go 700 and 800. So 0.754 and 0.7123. Okay, you could just keep adding numbers on there. Name 5 numbers between negative 2.36 and negative 2.32. Okay, we got negative 2.33 is between those. Negative 2.34, negative 2.35 are the obvious ones. And then again, we can just add a number after that. So negative 2.347, negative 2.333. List 5 fractions that are between 0 and 1 and between 0 and 1/4. Okay, well, as long as the number is bigger than 1/4, then I keep the number on top the same, we'll be fine. Okay, so 1/5, 1/6, 1/10. Okay, and then I just need to go, if I want to change the top number, this bottom number has got to be more than 1/4 of it. So let's say that I go with 9. This one could be a 2. So 2/9 is smaller, or 3/13 is smaller. You can also use the calculator to help you out with this. If you're good at the decimal part, 1/4, 1 divided by 4 is 0.25. So as long as this is smaller than 0.25, so 2 divided by 9 is 0.2 repeating. So this is smaller. 3 divided by 13 is 0.23. That's smaller than 0.25. So a calculator with decimals can help you out a little bit. List 5 fractions between 1/2 and 1. Okay, or 1/2 and 2/2. All right, well, we got 3/4, 5/6. That's really close to 1. Let's see, 4/5, 3/5. Okay, because that's bigger than 1/2. Remember, 1/2 would be 2.5/5 and 7/10. Okay, relate it to 1/2. 5/10 would be 1/2, and 10/10 would be 1. So we're in between there. 16 and 17, find the total distance by drawing and finding the short jumps to the nearest integer. The distance between 3.8 and 9.2 is, okay, between 3.8 and 4 is 0.2. Okay, and then we're going to go to 9. 9 to 9.2 is 0.2. 4 to 9 is 5. So then we add these up. 5 plus 0.2 and 0.2. So it's 5.4. Between 51.2 and 58.01. So this would be 52. This would be 58. This would be 58.01. So between here and here, you have 0.8. Between here and here, you have 6. And between here and here, you have 0.01. Okay, now look, this is 0.8 and 0.01 and 6. So you get 6.81. Okay, these are different. This is like 80, and that's 1. What's the distance between 64 and 60 and 3/7? So we'll go 61 here and 64 there. So 61 to 64 is 3. Between here and here would be 4/7, because you get 3/7 and 4/7 makes 1. So you get 3 and 4/7. Whoop. Okay, so here we got 4 and 5/6, so this would be 5, and that would be 1/6. Here would be 9, and that would be 1/6. And between here and here, 5 and 9 would be 4. Okay, so you got 4, and 1/6 plus 1/6 is 2/6, which is 1/3. Okay, because you divide both of them by 2, and you get 1/3. Okay, here we've got some more. The area equals 1. Find these areas. These are a little bit more challenging here as we move on. Okay, so this is 1/2, because I could slide this up and get one rectangle, or you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those little triangles there. Okay, this one here, let's see, we could kind of split it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those are the same. You could also move these two pieces into this little section right here, and you'll get 1/4. Okay, here if we split these into these little triangles right here, We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And you have 1, 2, 3 of them. So you got 3 8s there. Okay, with this one, we want these little triangles again, and that's 8 of them. So 1, and then you move this section right here down to in here. Okay, and you got 3 of those little triangles as well. These little triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you get 1, and then you have a whole box, which is 2, 3. Okay, now this one's challenging as well. Okay. If I take this little section, it will fit right in there. Okay, you kind of got to flip it around, and that would be 1/8, because we're looking at those little triangles again. Now, this is what this shape was, and this was 1/8, so this would be 7/8. Okay, page 43 will be our last one. So number 21, circle the bigger number. Okay, this is 0.8.16. This one's like 80 when this is 16. 249 or 900. This one's bigger. 64 or 604. This one's bigger. 64 is bigger than 60. 96 or 952. 60 is bigger than 52. 4.15 or 4.20. The 20 is bigger. 920 or 102. This one is bigger. Complete each statement with a greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, so 3/4 or 5/4. Well, the bottoms are the same, but this is a bigger number, so that will be the less than. 1/8 or 5/8. Well, 8 has more slices than 5, so an 8 is less than a 5th. 7/8 or 4/5. Now, an 1/8 is a smaller slice, but you have more of them. So that's bigger. Okay, here you only have 4/5. Okay. 1/2 or 7/12. Now, 1/2 would be 6/12. So 7/12 is bigger than half. So that's the less than symbol. 1/2 and then 3/7. 3.5 is half of 7. So this is actually smaller than 1/2. 6/3 is 2, and 10/5 is 2, so these are equal. Okay, here they just flipped them over. 4/9 is smaller than 1. 9/4 is bigger than 1. It's actually bigger than 2, so 9/4 is bigger. A 4th or a 9th. A 9th is a smaller slice, so a 4th is bigger. Arrange 6/7, 4/5, and 2/5 from least to greatest. This is almost 1. This is almost 1. But this is bigger than this one because there are more slices. Okay, and then this is smaller than this one because this is 4/5. This is 2/5. This is less than half. So you get 2/5, 4/5, and then 6/7. Explain your reasoning to problem 31. I think they meant problem 23. Okay, so we compared which one is closer to 1, looked at which was closer to 1, then which was smaller than a half. Now you can do it in any way that you want, but that's just what I chose. Okay, 2/7, 2/9, and 4/5. Now this one's really close to 1, so that'll be the biggest. Okay, here 2/9 and 2/7. A ninth is a smaller slice, and you have two of them here, and you got 2/7 of a bigger slice. So 2/9 would be smaller than 2/7. Okay, here 7/8, 3/7, and 6/7. Now, these two are close to 1, but this one has more pieces, so it's going to be bigger. And then 6/7 is bigger than 3/7. And we're going least to greatest. Make sure it doesn't switch the order on you. Okay, who am I? Exactly one of my digits is odd. My hundreds digit is 3 times my tens digit. Okay, so this number is 3 times this one. So if this is 1, this is 3. If this is 0, this is 0. If this is 2, this is 6. If this is 3, this is 9, and I can't go any further. My units digit is 1 less than than 100, than H. So if this is 3, this is 2. If this is 0, I can't do that, so we're going to get rid of 0. If this is 6, this is 5. If this is 9, this is 8. Okay, so your options here, your numbers kind of go together. So it was, I'll kind of erase it here in a second. So you had 1, and then this was 3, and this was 2. Well, exactly one of my digits is odd, so I can't have that because 2 of them are odd. So we'll get rid of 3. 1, no 3, no 1, and no 2. Okay. If this was 2, 6, and 5, okay? 1 is odd, so 6, 2, 5. Okay. The other one, 9, 3, and 8, 2 of them were odd. Okay. I'm a multiple of 10. That means that this number here is a 0 automatically. Okay. U is less than T is less than H, so they get bigger as you go this way. The sum of my digits is 11. Okay, so if this is a 1, this has to be a 10, and that can't happen. So you got a 2 and a 9. You got a 3 and an 8. 4, 7, 5, 6, and I can't go any further because I'd go 6 and then 5, but the order changes. My tens and hundreds differ by 3. Okay, well, the only numbers here that differ by 3, this differs by 7, this differs by 5, this differs by 3. So 7 and 4. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 0 is 11. 2 of my digits are perfect squares. Well, this is a perfect square, and 0 is actually a perfect square as well. All right, number 29, you got 4, split that up, you get 2 and 2. Split that up, you get 1 and 1. So this is 1. You want 1 out of, and you got 2 to split it. You got 1 and 1. The heart, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, so they're worth a fourth. And a square, you got 3 of them, so you get a third. Now moving over here, they don't tell us this number, and we have to figure that out. But this is a half. So you got 1, 2, so this is 2. So this over here has to be a 2, which means that these are 1 each. So there's a 1. So this is 4, but this has to balance out over here. So you get a total of 8. and you split this up 2 and 2. So you have a total of 2, but you need 3. So 2/3. This is 1, so these have to be a 1. So 1/3. And that's it. Okay, so this is a really good review for the unit test. Work through them. If you got questions, please let me know, and good luck on your Unit 3 test.